Hello mirrors. So today is going to be a twin flame reading. I'm being called to focus on some twin flame collective readings. I would definitely still be doing like pick a cards and zodiac readings as well. But I do feel really drawn to doing twin flame readings. I'm seeing a lot of really distorted views of the twin flame dynamic. Well, for one, it's completely understandable considering that the purpose of twin flames is to trigger you to awaken. So a lot of people get very angry and dismissive of the twin flame dynamic. A lot of people don't understand that the power to make a twin flame relationship work is within themselves. It's not within the other person. Until you realize that, reunion, like a true reunion, is going to be extremely difficult. So I'm going to just start off by saying that. I know that might be a little bit controversial considering there's a lot of information out there about twin flames, but that is what I've channeled and what I truly believe. And so I really want to start looking into these dynamics and trying to understand them from a higher perspective versus, oh, this person isn't treating you right, you know, walk away. Because I'm not saying don't walk away if you're not being treated right. What I'm saying is whatever you're manifesting in the twin flame dynamic or any relationship, although twin flame is going to be a lot more intense, it's for your learning. It's for you to grow within yourself. And honestly, yes, it has to do with the other person because they're another soul, but the healing has to do with you. You're not just dealing with somebody that's unhealed while you're this like super healed person that doesn't have anything to learn from the situation. That is never ever the case, okay? So I do want to start this reading. If you are interested in a private reading, the information is in the description box. Go ahead and hit subscribe. If you are new, I'd love to have you added to my family, but let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to look at the masculine's energy right now. We have the Star. Let's get one more. By the way, guys, too many cards come out. I'm sorry for the lighting. My overhead light just went out like right before I started this reading. So I'm going to have to fix that. Hopefully that's it soon. Okay, I'm getting this Seven of Cups because it came out twice. It flipped over twice. So really, the universe really wants that message heard. Okay, so we have the Star clarified by the Seven of Cups. Let's look at Divine Feminine's energy right now. Actually, I'm going to use a different deck in case these same cards come out. I like to do that. I don't like to limit myself. So where's Divine Feminine energy right now? We have the World. So 2 major arcana so far. Clarified by the Lovers. Okay, 3 major arcanas. Really, really interesting energy here. So before I go into details, let me do your connecting energy. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. I like these pretty little crystals, but I want us to have room here. Okay, so the connecting energy for both of you, Divine Feminine and Masculine. We have the 3 of Swords. Wow, that's alien in this deck. So some of you guys might be star seeds. It's interesting to come out. And then the 5 of Wands. Okay, the energy is very different for the combined versus what's going on individually. So individually, you guys might be really getting in your power. You might really be feeling yourself, but I'm feeling that there is separation for a lot of you Divine Masculine and Feminines right now because we have the 3 of Swords, which of course is about heartbreak. It's can be related to trauma, broken heart, sometimes third parties, but you know, if you understand that there's a third party situation, take it. If you don't let that like trip you up. Doesn't mean anything. So for some of you guys could be dealing with third party situations, especially with this 5 of Wands competition energy. So what I'm really getting with this combo, of 3 of Swords and 5 of Wands combined, is this feeling of not being good enough, that there's competition. You're both feeling not good enough for each other, maybe just for the masculine or the feminine in general. You're both feeling like there are other people that are better, or maybe you have dealt with trauma with cheating and third parties in the past that makes you feel really insecure. So that's where your energy is. So that is where the healing needs to take place before reunion can come. But the divine masculine is here with a lot of hope of the future. The Seven of Cups can often talk about confusion, but when I see it upright, I think of it as possibilities and potentials. The masculine is really looking ahead to the future. It could be about his prospects on love, but it could also just be in general in life. He's starting to see things from a different point of view. It's starting to open up for him. He's starting to realize that he has a lot of possibilities to grow. So these readings, I'm going to straight up say, they could often be triggering. So just a fair warning before I make this next statement. So if you guys are in separation, it could be that the masculine was feeling really, really constricted. What is the word? Like tied down. There's another word I'm looking for. They just felt really tied to you, like they didn't have a choice. Maybe the connection was very strong, or you were pulling very hard. I am talking to the feminines here, but masculines are definitely open to listening to these readings. I just know it's typically the feminine that seeks out tarot, but if you're masculine, you're definitely free to watch. So the masculine could have been in this connection with you and felt very constricted, very tied to you, very feeling like they didn't have a choice. And in this separation, they're starting to see they do have a choice. Again, that can be a very triggering energy for a lot of us, of course, you know. Of course, you feel like you have your person, you love them very much, and to hear that when they separate from you, they're starting to see other options. However, with the twin flame dynamic, oftentimes both sides need to deal with karmic partners. They need to learn from soulmates. You know, everybody, sorry, I don't mean to speak in absolutes. A lot of people really romanticize this idea of twin flames, that it's like they're one and only person, and if they go off and do stuff with other people, they're not a real twin flame, or they don't deserve you, when they need to have their own experiences. And in that, they can grow in ways that you are growing separately, and that when you reunite, you meet up in a higher vibration, and you're not going to have as much of the trauma and stuff to deal with. Because if there is this feeling of insecurity, if that's something that they can heal with another person, and I'm not saying that's what it is, okay? Because there's feelings, for example, if somebody feels insecure about themselves, they can choose to go on the path of getting a promotion at work, taking on a new project, reconciling with friends. Like, it doesn't have to be romantic, guys. But regardless, this energy of feeling like they're not good enough and other people are constantly competing with them, and both of you are in this energy, it needs to be healed. So, and oftentimes people also need to see what they don't want or what they do want within other people. So again, I don't see any action here. It's just that they're hopeful that there is a lot of opportunities, potential pathways for them to take. Now, the divine feminine, we have two major arcana, so really huge energy here. Interestingly, oh my goodness, sorry, my brain is going faster than my mouth is going, and I also want to make this clear for you at the same time. So, and it's also 6:45 in the morning. Okay, so the Lovers, interestingly enough, is also about choices. Of course, it's about lovers as well. And Gemini energy. We also have Aquarius energy. Okay, just pointing that out. And then the Wheel of Fortune is about cycles. I think a lot of you guys are really hopeful that this is going to come around. You're going to be reunited. That cycle is going to come around. So maybe a lot of you guys have been dealing with hot and cold dynamics, pushing and pulling dynamics, runner-chaser dynamics, and you're used to your person coming back to you. But I also really see, I love the difference between these two cards, because we have the wheel, and she's just standing on this wheel, like so poised, so in her own energy, solitary, you know, and she's standing on everything. And then we have the unity of the lovers. So I think a lot of divine feminines are understanding, or if you're not understanding, this is a message for you, that in order to have this, to be reunited, you need to be in your own power and your own energy, feeling good within yourself without the need of validation from this other person, and also accepting the cycles as they come, like the waves, very much like Taoism. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, so now that we got those energies out, let's start looking into some oracle cards. We can get some advice. These whispers of love, they can tell us, like, how should we be showing love right now? And this will go for divine masculines and feminine. Well, no, I'm hearing separate. Okay. So this is for the divine masculine. This is for the divine feminine. And this is for both of you. Okay, divine masculine. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. Yeah, and it can also, what I'm hearing, give you some hope. When we can show kindness to others and do, you know, small little things to make people happy, like our friends or whatever. Animals, as you can see in this picture, in this depiction, you know, anybody, even small little things, they can bring us hope that there is good in this world, even when we are being the good in the world. It can also help you, bring you opportunities here with the Seven of Cups. So masculine, definitely these small acts of kindness will really help to open up your heart chakra as well. And then for the divine feminine, we have focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. Especially if you guys have been dealing with trauma, it's very important to get out of the mindset of separation, of duality, of polarity, and understand, because lovers is also about duality. So you may be seeing things as very like black and white, very extreme, like either, oh, this person is amazing, or this person is terrible, I hate them. Like, that's such a immature energy. Sorry. Again, I intend that these readings will be healing, so some of the things I say might be triggering, and I'm not here to like slander you guys. I relate a lot to these energies as well, so this is just for the collective, and sometimes we need some tough love, okay? So we might be thinking a little bit immaturely about people. It's normal though. Like when you've been hurt, it's really easy to demonize the other person. And, but that doesn't lead to healing. Focusing on love really helps to cultivate unconditional love. So look for good attributes in each and every person in your life. You might even want to like full on make a list of this. That might really help you to start seeing things from a broader perspective and finding ways to come together. And then for the collective, spend some quality time together. It's imperative that we spend quality time with those who we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Okay. So a couple things. This could be about your friendships, your connections you have now, especially if you are in separation from your person, from your twin flame. This could be about actually spending time with them, and that whenever you do spend time together, have some heartfelt conversations, some deep conversations, listen to the other person, understand from their point of view. And if you're out of separation, you might even want to consider telepathically or astrally doing this as well. So, connecting with their higher self and talking to them and healing things that way. Sometimes we can be so frustrated with somebody, especially when they put a wall up, like where we can't talk to them because they've ghosted us, or like you're just, like when you do try to talk to this person, they're angry or they shut you out, or you always end up fighting. It'll be different dynamic for each person. So talking to them directly before this healing has happened may not be very feasible, and it may be really counterintuitive. So something that helps me is writing in a journal. I will just write out my feelings to whoever, not just a twin or a romantic interest, but my friends as well, when I'm angry and I feel like I can't communicate with them. And sometimes those words don't come out so pretty, but it's okay, because I'm not giving it to that person. I'm just putting it out there. But I always try to bring it around to a space of understanding and unconditional love. So while I'm putting out maybe my ego feelings at first, I keep writing until I can, and I might have to come back to it several times, right? But I will write until I get to that space of feeling infinite and feeling like anything's possible and having unconditional love for that person, okay? And I think that's going to be more to the point than actually spending quality time. I'm feeling like a lot of twins are in separation, and it's really interesting because I keep seeing this in like the twin flame readings, so much separation right now. It's like I follow a lot of different readers, and it seems like every video they've been putting out for the past like couple weeks has been separation. So clearly something's going on collectively. Healing. Victim consciousness. I'm going to get one more, and these are going to be for anybody listening. Yes, and then unleash your creativity. So let's talk a little bit about victim consciousness. When we are in a law of attraction reality. If you feel like a victim of what this person has done to you, this is kind of what I was talking about, when discussing twin flames in general. When you're constantly pointing the finger at the other person and you're refusing to look at where you're contributing, and this doesn't mean that you may be physically doing something to another person, but energetically, are you just staying in victim consciousness? Are you thinking negatively? Are you blaming the other person? Are you refusing to grow within yourself to create a reflection within another person that's better? Most of us are. It's what we're taught in this world. And even when we have healed, we can still embody victim consciousness in little ways here and there. Even outside of the twin flame dynamic or relationships, you can still have a victim consciousness anytime that we fight against what's happened to us and feel like we don't deserve it. We're not allowing that situation to alchemize and create healing within us. We're too focused on being victims of, and that just manifests more things that make us feel like victims. So rising out of the victim consciousness. If you're having trouble doing this, work on something that is creative. Like, for example, this is my creative outlet. I've considered making my own oracle deck, so I want to get into that. So that's a form of creativity with me. Spending time with my friends' daughters and like making pictures, like coloring, anything. Something really pulling energy that's kind of buried within. This can help you deal with trauma. This can help heal your sacral chakra, which, is responsible for like sexual connection and our own like sexuality. Because you could definitely be dealing with that right now with everything coming up, especially those feelings of like insecurity and unworthiness. They can come from both like the sacral and the solar plexus chakra. Okay, we have broken dreams. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. Wow, okay. This is really big because this is what I've been talking about, why I want to do these twin flame readings. Now, you may have heard that twin flame relationships, you are not promised a union. And that's really hard when you connect with somebody so deeply and they're basically a reflection of you. As you can see, there's a shattered reflection right here that I'm really focused on. However, that, depending on if you unite with your twin flame, that is dependent on you and your healing and your ability to manifest, your ability to take responsibility that you are manifesting. And some people, they don't want to go to those levels in this lifetime. It's very difficult. And I don't say that to scare you off. I don't say that so you accept abuse and like BS and get attached to one person even when things are like terrible. Like, again, you can kind of think of, I don't know why this metaphor is coming into my head, but it is like you're playing this like really awesome video game and there's all these side quests, and if you go on side quests, you can, you know, grind and get up on your levels and your skills and get weapons and stuff. So you can think of like soulmates and karmic partners as being those side quests, and they're amazing and you have a lot of fun doing them and you learn a lot. And you can even, you know, end the game there. You don't have to end the game with your twin flame. So my point being that twin flames and that energy is totally optional. Whether you manifest it in the 3D is up to you. And it's up to you and your healings. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. So when you want to be with your twin flame and you're rejecting them because they aren't showing up how you expect or how you want, that's you. That's you saying that you no longer want this dream anymore. You're not willing to work through your own victim consciousness and your own healing in order to manifest it. And you know what? That's okay. If that's where you want, like where your energy is, and sometimes we just need a freaking break because it's a lot, okay? It's totally fine to do that. It's totally up to you. And so this card is both empowering and it's also relieving. Like some of you guys, the twin flame dynamic is like a little bit too much for you. It could be like you just need a rest and you can go back to it. Or it could be that you just don't want it at all. And that there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to get 2 cards here, and then I want to get Moonology cards to clarify, or a Moonology card. And then I want to get a Romance Angel card to clarify this. And this, okay. This is for the Divine Masculine, this is for the Divine Feminine, and I will end on this being for both of you. Oh my God. Sorry, I just threw like 15 cards on the floor. 1 second. Okay, so I'll read this at the end. That goes for both. So the Divine Masculine. A time to give rather than to take, new moon in Virgo, and celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. So with this and show simple acts of kindness, the 7 of Cups, and the Star, you guys need something to live for, to really like pull you out of a hard time, a feeling like you're defeated and deflated. Because if you're feeling insecure and you're feeling like there's competition, you're going to struggle with this. So the universe is kind of giving you some good advice here. Giving to people, again, reminiscent of the showing simple acts of kindness, rather than taking from people, is going to expand outside of this pain of feeling insecure. When we can help others and we can, you know, celebrate with others, have good times with others, and be a person that people want to be around, it can really help our self-esteem and give us a lot of hope. Again, the dynamics here with the twin flames is a feeling of insecurity, most of all. And then we have the feminine with love yourself first in the reverse. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So this is a big reason why there is a split right now, why the twin flame can't come together, because you're loving this person before yourself, or you're not giving yourself energy, like love energy. Look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Okay, so do this. Open up a book. Could be any book. Doesn't really matter. And then put your finger, like flip to a random page and put your finger on some words, and that can give you the answers that you seek. I was going to go do that myself just now, but I'm feeling like this is too broad. Anybody watching, that's something specifically that you should do. And this is specifically going to be what is keeping you from loving yourself. So when you do that, you open up the book and you point, it could be very obvious. It could be kind of cryptic. Let those words sink in, and you can either contemplate them, write them down, come back to them later, but they can answer this question for you. And let's end on the energy for both of you guys. We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Beautiful. So to me, I can take this down, like break this up. Deep love. There is deep love here with this twin flame connection. Honestly, the deepest love, or just as deep as a mother's connection with mother's milk. You know, mother and child, there's such a deep connection there because that child was part of them and is part of them even outside of the womb. That is how this twin flame is for you, whether you have actually united, like been with this person in the 3D or not. There's a reason you feel so pulled, a reason that you want to be together so badly, a reason that you are going to be brave enough to heal yourself in order to unite with this person. And that's because there's deep love there. So with mother's milk, I feel nourishment. Nourish yourself, nourish your body, eat good foods, take care of your body. If you're feeling insecure, it's not so much a physical thing, it is an inside feeling. But do things that make you feel good, that heal you. And then birth as a portal. To me, this portal is coming into union with your twin flame. And birth being the birth of a new you, a new version of you. You know, and that it's not that you are not good enough for your person. It's just that that is the whole point of a twin flame, is to allow the triggering to help us become better versions of ourselves. And this can happen many, many times over, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's worth the growth. You will never like heal and then look back and say, I wish I didn't heal. You know, we don't do that. So regardless if you want to manifest a reunion with your twin flame in this lifetime or not, you are going to, as long as you allow yourself to heal from these dynamics, you are going to be able to be grateful for whatever that twin flame teaches you. So that's all I have for you guys. If you've enjoyed this reading, I'd love to hear your comments. Of course, like and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. And let's see how long this reading is, like 30 minutes long. I can tend to get long-winded, and I might make these readings a little bit shorter. Okay, next reading I'm going to make shorter that I do on this. I'm not sure when that will be. But let me know which ones you prefer. I like to do the long readings, but I know time is limited. Not everybody has time to sit down and listen to a 30-minute reading. So I'm going to try that next time. But let's see. I think that's it, guys. I love you.